Hello and welcome to SOUQ Pulse. This is SOUQ News, and here we are all about positivities. So, whatever has got into you today, whatever you've consumed today, whatever you've been fed with today, no matter the news, no matter the content, we tell you come to SOUQ News and detox. And for us on SOUQ Pulse, we talk. And when we start talking, we tell you same thing. Do not keep quiet. So it doesn't matter the side you stand on. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter the policy. It doesn't matter the business. It doesn't matter the money. It doesn't matter who is losing, who is winning. We talk. And when we talk, we seek solutions. We bet businesses. Then if possible, we'll make profit and share if you're that nice. But hey, this is SOUQ Pulse. We talk. My name is Chuks, John Rogers Chuks. And today we will be looking at ourselves. And I'll tell you the same thing, turn a mirror. And when we are done today, I believe you can't lie to yourself, except if something is wrong somewhere. But you know you can't lie to yourself. Now, this is one of those days where that you are just stuck with me, my thoughts, issues that we all need to really face and tell some basic truth because we are all involved. I tried not using the word guilty. We'll go on a very short break. I'll get to tell you what we are talking about. Your minds are racing. Well, just hold on. I'll tell you what we're talking about. I will dive right into it. Don't go anywhere. This is SOUQ Pulse. Welcome back. Now, today on SOUQ Pulse, we are looking at something that has gone beyond a crime, something that is more of a character, something that we've imbibed, something that is hampering creativity, something that is stopping productivity, something that people see as normal. We say Africa should join the race. We say every single one of us should bring something to the market. Then why are we shooting ourselves in the feet? Piracy. That's what we are going to. But to be specific, piracy of creative content. For the man that has a very good, beautiful iPhone, Samsung, be it any of the mobile devices, no matter the platform. For every content you view, download, you stream, for every site you visit, have you ever considered the opportunity cost? Have you considered if you're getting this free content at someone else's peril? Have we considered a whole lot of things? Now we are asking ourselves, piracy of creative content, who is responsible for, first, the piracy? What are we losing? That's what we'll be getting to. Now, don't need to bother yourself. Like I say, let's talk. Let's not be quiet about this. It is not normal. Even if it's things or way of life as of now, things you consider that there's nothing wrong with it in the first place. After all, it's my data. The content is yours. Okay, let's dive right into it. Now, beyond my thoughts, beyond the issues we're talking about, we all need to now get that mirror and look at ourselves as we talk. Me, you, them, and the criminal. Now, I ask you, who are you seeing in the mirror? Don't label the criminal yet. Now, content piracy involves the unauthorized acquisition. Both those using, those sharing, those selling this particular content. Now, content piracy poses a serious threat, be it in Africa. Just take away Africa and put your country. Your economy is suffering. You might not understand how, but it's seriously undermining the livelihoods of thousands of creative minds, artists, filmmakers, musicians, those behind the scene that you don't even get to see the credits because once the movie or musical is done, you don't even look at those lines that are scrolling. Writers. Piracy of creative content. Who exactly is responsible? Now, piracy of creative content is something that concerns every developing economy. It now depends on those piloting the economy. Do they see it as a problem? Or they have one very short fix that they look up to for money. And once that money is coming from that place, they forget that they can get money from some other places. Have you considered the threatening of lives, of jobs, thousands of artists? It doesn't matter who. Have you ever considered that People spend their lives, spend their earnings to put into a creative work, be it filmmakers, be it musicians, be it every single one of them. And yes, most times writers are out of it. And when it hits the entire production chain, it takes money, it takes opportunity away from those who rely on their work for survival. Let me give you some typical example. Some years back, the former president Olusegun Obasanjo launched his book. If everyone will remember, My Watch. I still remember clearly like it was yesterday because I was on my way to the studio when that launch was happening. They were in the venue launching the book, and on my way heading to the studio for a production, same day, same time, the book was on the street and was being hawked. To make the thing sad and funny, even if I'm smiling, we had to call one of the hawk guys that were hawking and picked a copy. And it looked more original than the one that I guessed was even in the hall where the book was being launched. Now we ask ourselves, who is responsible for these copies? These are things that people will say, after all, it's poverty. It's people have to survive. Survive off someone else's sweat? Let that sink in. Have we really asked ourselves these questions? The guys that hawk are, most times, they happen to be the last on the ladder. Someone somewhere is publishing. Someone somewhere is accumulating. Some people somewhere are printing. Have we really asked ourselves of everyone that took part in the original work what they are losing for that one copy of book you buy in traffic that most times are not the original copies? Have you asked yourself who exactly is getting that money? Have you asked yourself, okay, the people that originally got into this business, because it is a business, to what extent are we taking food, that is what it is, off their tables? Then those that are depending on them, do they ever matter? Do they come into any form of consideration? One serious consequences of piracy on the creative industry is a complete erosion of cultural diversity and authenticity. Why? Piracy undermines the ability of any creator. It doesn't matter what ladder you are on or what budget you have or how big you are. It's 100% undermines that ability of that particular person to earn fair income from their work. And what does it do? It in turn affects their motivation and capacity to produce original and diverse content. If I tried once, it doesn't matter where I got the funding from. Let's say I get funding from a bank and invest 50 million into a particular creative work. And at the end of the day, I can't get the money to pay back the people that gave me the money. Will I try again? Even if I try again, I will give you something that is substandard. I won't put in much time into it. I won't put in the research to get the best things done. Because I can always come up with something and, hey, if you decide to create some substandard side of it, I'll still make profit and cover what I put down. But if I can't cover what I put down, why should I try again? Now, do you see who the pirates are? Do you see who the pirates are? Now, in the initial days, pirated movies were either consumed through CDs, those that were born, those that lived through 90s, early 2000, 2010, you will know this very well. CDs, DVDs, forget Blu-ray. It didn't take off. But with the widespread access to the web, there has been a stark rise in the consumption of pirated content through the internet. Now, this menace has significantly impacted many creators' economy, be it music, be it gaming, be it sports. Everyone is affected. You have a smartphone, I guess. Now, research has also highlighted that streaming now accounts for almost 80% of pirated content. I'm just wondering, what site are you on as we speak? Where are you watching us from? Is it our official channels? 80% of pirated content via streaming services. Now, the entertainment industry is suffering. And now the demand and market share for pirated content was amplified by COVID-19. Every country, large numbers said, stay home and be quarantined. Film piracy rose by nearly 62% during the pandemic, as many people that were globally confined in their homes, a whole lot needed entertainment, a whole lot needed news, a whole lot needed content to watch. Now, the question is, of this population that were consuming this creative content, how many of them consumed it via the legal channels? How many of the content creators got paid for their works that were consumed? It sounds like something that is strange or something that comes out of a movie. But now let's also look at the increasing digitalization. What exactly is it causing when it comes to piracy? Can you identify these pirates now? Look at that same mirror. Just look at that mirror. If we say we need to move forward, we need to start calling ourselves out. No excuses. If we say we need to get productive, then we have to block channels where the leakage has poured out over time. If we say we need to move forward, then those particular cultures that hold us down, you have to put it to shame. If it takes looking at yourself in the mirror and calling yourself out, let's start there. What if I tell you that a mere download of streaming content on illegal websites or portals have multiplied and have multi-pronged impact? Every single smartphone gives you access to places where you and I know you shouldn't be. Yes, you say you're an adult, beautiful. But the content you consume from those particular places, have you ever considered or thought it that this content is someone else's? They spent money in producing it. It takes away the generated revenue and jobs from the creator community. These are people who work on the creative content and digital platforms, and they have invested in creating and making such content available. But now you get to see these particular sites, they are there for the offering. All what it takes is a click and you are in. Then when you are done, you're happy, neighbors are happy, but someone else is not happy because he is not meeting up the demands on him based on what he spent. Illegal downloads and streams install malware. This is a side most people don't also understand. And also cookies. And most times, these particular things mine personal information of viewers and even access their system for illegal purposes. So for those particular sites you're going to, they give you the movie on one hand. They steal from you on the other hand. But now you have already stolen from a content creator and you enjoyed the movie. Beautiful. But at the end of the day, are you safe? Now, another third major thing is that the revenue generated from such illegal activities can also end up funding other illegal activities. Let's say organized crime. But most times we look and ask, who exactly is the criminal? Is it the person that is organizing this site? Is it the person that is bringing this site up? Is it the person that is aggregating this content and keeping it somewhere for other people to watch? Who exactly is the pirate? We're going to take this particular short break. And I will advise you, that particular mirror we talked about earlier on, please pull it out. Let all of us take a good look at it. Once we see the pirate, we'll come back. Mind you, this is SOUQ Pulse, and we are not going anywhere. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back. This is SOUQ Pulse, and we are asking ourselves directly this question. Who are the pirates? We're looking at creative content and asking ourselves, who is responsible for the piracy of someone else's sweat? It's best to break these particular lines down. Before we went on the break, we were looking at streaming platforms, illegal streaming platforms. And for those that have been downloading content off illegal streaming platforms, now let's ask ourselves, who are those operating these illegal streaming platforms? They are there. You know them? Yeah, forget about that grin on your face or that smile or that frown. You know them. Who are those operating these platforms? Then the second one, who is watching? Yeah, you know, for those that go to these particular platforms to watch matches, yeah, I had to pause a bit. Because when that guilty stink hits, we are all guilty. You think it's no crime? It's a big crime. For those that, let's leave those that hack for now. That's a serious matter for another day. Who is on the side of the content owner? All of us. Who is really on the side of the content owner? Right from those that operate these services, those that are watching. How many of us are on the side of the content owner? How many of us even think about the content owner? Matters that get us thinking, why we ask you to still look at that mirror and tell thyself, which side do you stand? Let's make some direct analogy now. Let's give you some direct explanation. Now, a tribe called Judah, 2023, yes, to be precise, 2023 Nigerian movie produced by Funke Akindele. And officially, it's the highest grossing movie in Nigeria with a box office take of 1.404 billion. Now, let that sink a bit. Highest grossing movie in Nigeria, 1.404 billion. A tribe called Judah, produced by Funke Akindele. Now, if I tell you that that is the highest grossing movie in the most populous black nation of the earth, converting that to dollars, yes, she's done good. Yes, the movie is good, but at that cost, one of the best low budget, independent made horror movies in the state grossed more than 100 times that. So imagine the millions of people that have seen this particular project outside official channels. So imagine the revenue that is lost. And the revenue that is continuously lost, because as we speak, people are still viewing this. It doesn't stop. So now you answer me, please. Who do you see in the mirror? There is definitely a pirate on the other side staring back at you. Who do you see there? If 100 other producers can do this good, imagine what it will add to our GDP. Imagine the economy this we create. Imagine the tables this we turn. Imagine the mouths this we feed. Someone will say, after all, is my data. I've said that before. Someone will say, after all, is my phone. Yes. What if we use these phones of ours to do good? It doesn't cost much to stream. It doesn't cost much to pay for someone else's property. It doesn't cost much to stand and say, let's do things the right way. Now, a lot of this distribution happened in Nigeria. Now, let's ask ourselves this particular question. For the multi-million people that viewed Nigerian movies, let's take, for example, this particular tribe of Judah outside this place, the Caribbeans or the African nations, the West, Asia, how much of them really paid for this? How many watched this officially? So let's take Funke Akindele out of the picture. How much do you think Nigeria is losing? How much do you think Africa is losing? Now, according to a study by the International Chamber of Commerce, piracy cost global economy 638 billion. Now, that was in 2015. But now, 2022, that's just 2 years ago, over 2.3 trillion dollars, not naira, so don't even think about it. 2.3 trillion just 2 years ago. That is what we are losing to piracy. Now, mind you, when we say we are losing this, which means some other people are making it, then we ask ourselves directly, with this staggering amount of finance at someone else's disposal, what can they do with that? The Director General of Nigerian Copyright Commission disclosed in 2019 that Nigeria is losing about 918 trillion. That's about 3 billion. Now, remember, this is way before the dollar decided to go crazy annually to digital piracy. This is little, there is very little need for emphasis that the impact of digital piracy is alarming. That is something that every single one of us, it used to be at the click of button. Now you don't even need the click of button. You can prompt your phone to pull out content from sites that we shouldn't even be in the first place. Content that we are not paying for, sites that we don't even pay for. But because you're using the data, somebody somewhere is making money off you. But the real person that owns that content is not smiling to the bank. We need to stand up as a people and count. We need to stand up as a people and take responsibility. We need to stand up as a people. Most times we say our politicians, we say our leaders, but we as a people, the smallest way of doing things that we consider normal could actually be a life of crime. Piracy of creative content. Who exactly is responsible? From the guy hawking creative content on the street to the guy mass producing someone else's creative work, be it books, be it in CDs, be it in any form of digital platform, to the guy copying from cinemas, to the guy supplying whoever does the digital part of it. Who exactly is responsible? Now, to those that are streaming and to those that are watching, who is responsible? These are things we must take serious. These are things that we can't shy away from. These are truths we need to keep telling ourselves, because the creative industry have enough potential to match whatever we are getting from oil for now. Let's brace up. Let's take responsibility. Let's stand for the other. We can't change the narrative except we as a people change. We can't get counted except those that are outside see that, yes, we are taking ourselves responsible. We are taking ourselves serious. If someone else's prime minister, if someone else's country representative, if an ambassador, 3 of them can move away from their country and come to another country just to stream a movie, they are taking it serious. Now, this is where also our political leadership should count. Aside creating agencies, we should come and fund this industry and also hold people responsible when we do the funding, not funding for political reasons. For everyone that has been part of this particular program for today, I know that mirror is still there. It doesn't matter how much your heart pricks you. It doesn't matter how much of content you have as we speak. People have hard drives and you've downloaded all sorts. Your phones are not working that fast because you've downloaded all sorts. It's not too late to repent. Piracy of creative content. Who exactly is responsible? My name is Chuks, John Rogers Chuks. We'll do this again tomorrow. Have yourself a very beautiful evening. Bye.